Sup nerds, I'm Tom.
I'm Wes.
Today we're going to talk about our top 10 games that came out in 2020. We don't normally do these types of videos, but
why not?
So before we start our list, a quick caveat that we did not play everything that came out in 2020, obviously. Like, we didn't play, even like a lot of like some of the, what you'd consider like some of the big hype releases. We didn't play that Dwellings of Eldervale. We didn't play the Gloomhaven, the new Gloomhaven thing. We didn't play Pandemic Legacy Season 0.
Yeah.
So some of the bigger name items may not be big ticket, whatever. Some of them ones, if they're not on the list, doesn't mean we didn't like them or whatever. It may just mean we haven't played them.
Yeah, and I have played even less games than Tom. So
right. Also, we might be a little bit nebulous with what came out in 2020 because, Kickstarter releases.
Yeah, like what year was it supposed to release and what year did it release? And
it fulfilled to these people in December, but then it was technically reselled in January.
I also get a little nebulous in the middle area of which one's 7 and which one's 8. I'll just put them both on there. So.
Oh, okay, sure.
Just if it's on my top 10, I thought it was an awesome game.
Cool. Well, let's start now with number 10.
10.
Oh, we're not going to do that. So my number 10 is a game we actually reviewed kind of recently. It is by Bezier Games, Whistle Mountain. Now, I had a problem with this game. And the more I thought about it, and actually the more I played it, the more I realized that, yes, I have my issues with the game. Mainly that there's one strategy that seems to be really strong. But really, if you tell that to everybody beforehand, and everybody does that strategy, or nobody does that strategy, it still comes out real nice and even. And either way, I have fun every single time I play it. It's really unique and clever and fun, and it's pretty awesome.
My number 10 is the first game from a company, Steeped Games, Chai. Oh. If we gave more awards, I might give it Gateway Game of the Year. Super cool components, super cool game that's the little what is it? Where you get the series and everything's Candy Crush. There's the Candy Crush board in it. Just super chill game, super accessible. Really enjoyed it, really beautiful. But yeah, really solid game at number 10.
My number 9, again, I think it came out this year. I looked it up on Board Game Geek and it said 2020, so I'm going to assume it was this year, is Santa Monica by AEG. Really quick, easy game, light, just drafting like tableau building, but tons of different ways to score points. Wes and I reviewed this a couple months ago. Really fun. You should definitely check it out. Santa Monica, number 9.
My number 9 is from Renegade Game Studios, and again, if we were giving awards, this would be my small box game of the year, which is Stellar. Really great 2-player game, tons of strategy packed into a small box. Again, artwork is absolutely phenomenal. I love how the pyramid of telescopes. If you haven't played it, I highly recommend it.
My number 8 is by Deep Water Games. It is Sovereign Skies. It's lovely little rondel game set in space. In fact, actually, there's really cool special player powers that I liked, which actually, even including that's an extra thing. I almost feel like you could teach the game to new players with those because it's so simple and so straightforward. But deep. It's lots of fun. We have a review for it. I think we have a review for pretty much everything we're going to list, so I maybe don't even need to say that anymore. Sovereign Skies, yeah.
Number 8 for me is only in this spot because it is a pseudo expansion for a game. That's going to be Chronicles of Crime 1400. I would say the whole Millennium series, but I haven't gotten to play 1900 or 2400 yet. Making a face?
I think it's 27. No, it's 2400. No, I'm making a face. This is our first crossover.
No, it's not our first crossover. So at number 8, Chronicles of Crime is just an amazing game system. If we hadn't already had a lot more Chronicles of Crime, I would have put it higher up on the list. But because it is a reiteration of a mechanic I already love, I felt like I was going to make some space for some games that were brand new.
I had the balls to put it higher.
But fantastic game. Absolutely love it. And Tom's going to talk about it more in a minute.
My number 7 is Castles of Tuscany. Love Castles of Burgundy. This is a re-implementation. It's a bit lighter. Maybe not as good. Maybe definitely not better than Castles of Burgundy. But real quick, real fun. and we have a review for it either we
Posted.
do or it will be soon.
It's recorded.
We filmed it very recently.
My number 7, forgot it.
You suck.
My number 7 is Small World of Warcraft. And this is another re-implementation of a game that I absolutely love. And part of why it made the list is because it kind of reminded me how much I love Small World. That's a game that, like, Tom bought everything for, and then I felt like I didn't need to because he lived right down the street from me, so I would just go to his house and play it. But absolutely amazing game. When we, first were introduced to it, we played it a lot because we loved it so much. The World of Warcraft adds a slight spin to it, kind of re-themes it to, an IP, even though the theme is pretty similar. All the Small Worlds are awesome. Check any of them out and you'll have a great time.
My number 6 is Chronicles of Crime 1400! Oh! Yep, for pretty much the same reasons. I love Chronicles of Crime. It's more Chronicles of Crime, a little bit more mechanics. And actually, the theme is almost a detriment because I really don't care about that theme. And like he said, yeah, if it was the future one, the Cyberpunk 2077 one or whatever,
It's 2400.
I definitely would have. I say that even though I haven't played it yet. I probably would have put that one on my list just for the theme. But I do love this idea of the time traveling, the time jumping, Chronicles of Crime, and it's just a fantastic system. If you haven't seen a review for it or the base game or anything, check it out and then go get everything for Chronicles of Crime because it's phenomenal.
My number 6 is going to be the heaviest game on my list from Vital Lacerda, which is On Mars. Massive game, super cool mechanics where you're in space and on Mars and you have to go back and forth and you have to catch the rocket or launch your own rocket, which costs you a lot more. Really heavy game like all of Vital's games, but it is absolutely phenomenal.
I actually was this is just proving to me that I remember you liked that game more than I did, and it's because I was considering it and I was like, yeah, it just did not make the cut for me.
Yeah. Well, it was great though. You enjoyed it.
I know. I did like it, but
made the cut for me.
It was on my short list though.
Yeah.
So there's that.
There you go.
My number 5 is a game that I reviewed recently that Wes hasn't played. It is from Pandasaurus Games called Godspeed. This is a worker placement game, but with bidding mixed into it. And you have different types of workers. And it's at its core, it's really simple, but it's just so well designed, really tight. Better with more players. 3 players actually isn't really great, but 4 and 5 players is awesome. The graphic design and the art and everything looks cool. Really great. Check out my review, me talking about it. I'm probably wearing this shirt. Yeah, it's great.
Number 5 for me is the game that we have already heard from. It is not the one he just mentioned.
Obviously.
It is Castles of Tuscany.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a great game. Stefan Feld. Again, Castles of Burgundy was incredible. This one was almost as incredible. And really, that negative is only because I loved Castles of Burgundy so much. And I do feel like that system was implemented so well in this game as well. And I do think it is a little bit lighter, so it may be a little bit more accessible. And there's also more colors in it.
My number 4 was already said by Wes. We play most of the games together. There's a couple, he'll play one without me and I'll play one without him, but it's mostly together, so that's why this list is so similar. It is Small World of Warcraft.
That's high.
It is high because it is, I don't think because it's a re-implementation, it needs to be about, that doesn't, I don't go that route, okay? I just go with my gut, I go with what I feel, and that game is phenomenal. I love Small World. I actually don't really care about Warcraft, but my buddy Mike loves Warcraft, so he was telling me all the stuff. Oh, this is this, and this is that, and oh, look at these guys, And I actually really enjoy that a lot in games. When I can show a game to one of my friends, and it makes them really happy, I see a lot of value in that. And also just more Small World. I mean, I definitely needed more Small World, but also the new mechanics and stuff. It bumps it up a little bit from OG Small World, so yep, definitely deserves a spot on the list.
Speaking of repeats, number 4 for me is going to be Sovereign Skies. I fell in love with this game as soon as I played it. Again, just everything about it was fantastic. The rondelle, the artwork, the theme. Great game. If you haven't played it, definitely play it.
Okay, so now that we get into the top three, we were even talking that we think maybe our top three might even be like the exact same. Because again, most of the times we play games together.
I know 2 of the games in your top 3. I'm pretty sure you know 2 of the games in my top 3.
Yeah. So
it's the order in which they are, and that number 3 that I'm not sure about.
Okay. Well, my number 3 is Margraves of Valyria.
Margraves of Valyria, number 3.
Oh yeah! It's our number 3s. It's just so
good.
Smooth. It's so smart.
The best Valyria game, in my opinion.
This is when we played in the prototype, and we were like, "Oh, this is dope."
So good. I remember that was one when the prototype came in. I opened like the box, started reading the rules, and I was like, "Tom, this is a good one. Like this is gonna be awesome. We're going all in for everybody." Like the guy across the street, I gave him a copy.
But now I feel stupid that our top 3 are definitely the same now. Like, damn it!
It's the 3 best games of the year. Like, maybe
I guess so. And next year, Shadow Kings of Valyria is probably going to be on my list too, because I played the prototype for that, and that one's hella dope. All right, so let's just talk about our number two, which is obviously Lost Ruins of Arnak.
Absolutely,
yeah!
Lost Ruins of Arnak.
So good. This is
worker placement, deck building.
Yep. Now, more like it's a little bit of both of those though, because it's not a lot of worker placement. You only have 2 workers every round, and not a lot of deck building either, because there's only like 5 rounds and whatever. But it is just so those 2 things implement together so well. It's so smooth.
So well. If you watch our review of that one, it's just us gushing about it the whole time.
Yeah, tons of little bonuses and stuff. Like I like that for the same reason why I like Pulsar. So like if you like Pulsar, this is like that, but about 2 steps lighter. And if you like Lost Ruins of Arnak, you should check out Pulsar. But anywho.
I will also say with Lost Ruins, I felt like the combos you could get like really played well together. I liked the deck building where some of the cards went into your hand, some of the cards you could play immediately but get discarded. Like just so many little things that worked together to make that game such an enjoyable experience.
And everybody I show it to loves it. But everybody who I show our obvious number 1 to always loves it as well.
Speaking of gushing over a game.
Tidal Blades.
Tidal Blades. James Hudson, Tim Eisner, Ben Eisner? Ben, you were a part of this, right? I'm pretty sure it was Tim and Ben. Mr. Cuddington,
But you
guys.
said James Hudson's name first. He just developed the game. He didn't design it, I don't think.
But this is one that we first played the prototype, Gen Con 2018. And we actually, didn't have had a lot of appointments. We didn't have an appointment for that one. I just walked by and, backtracked and was like, that. I want to play that. And Tim Eisner...
I want to go to there.
Tim Eisner happened to be... Or I think I went to James and said, hey, show me this. And he was like, actually, Tim Eisner is here. I'm going to let him show it to you. So we filmed a quick video with him, came back the next day to play it with him, fell in love with it. Jump forward a year, we got to do the prototype for the Kickstarter. Loved it. And now we have
another year. We have the actual game, and I've been carrying it around, showing it to all my friends in Orlando, and everybody I show it to really loves it. It's a big game physically, and it's also a bigger game. It's probably about as complicated as Lost Ruins of Arnak. It's not. It's really. It's core. I don't think it's that deep, but maybe
it's big. It's depth, no, but big.
For some people that with all the dials, right? And then I place here, I get this, and I do this other thing.
It's definitely not
an
an intro game or a gateway game.
I'd said it was about as complicated as Champions of Midgard.
Yeah.
With the expansions. But it looks beautiful. Everybody I show it to loves it. It's so smooth. I've never had a bad time playing it.
Yeah,
that's our number 1.
Easily Druid City's best game. Easily Skybound's game.
Easily, and there's more to come from that universe. They already announced the role-playing game, but I'm certain.
Well, it says part 1 in the box too.
Yeah, so
I'm pretty sure they said there's 3 parts.
They definitely have tons of things coming for it.
Yeah.
So
if you haven't played Tidal Blades, if you don't own Tidal Blades, if you take anything away from this video, it's that you need. I'm pointing at it because it's right there.
Yeah, I don't know why you keep doing that. They can't see any of that stuff.
Game of the Year 2020, hands down.
And if any of what we were talking about in this video sounds interesting to you, we're going to go ahead and put purchase links to every single game in the description box down below. Wes is going to... I'm not doing it.
We're going to put links to our reviews because we have created video content on every single game that we've mentioned here. We're also going to put a link to Game Toppers. We picked up this tabletop this year.
Yeah, that's a new thing. This should have been our number 1.
Oh, man. This has definitely been... It's been a game changer for us. We really appreciate them sending this out to us. We love it. It's so nice playing on like an actual game table, having the play mat. Like I don't use these all that often.
Yeah.
But like having the sunken tables, like the stuff doesn't fall off, and it looks so much better than an old conference tabletop that we put a bed sheet on top of.
Yeah. Even though right now there's no game on it, but we'll Photoshop some stuff in there.
It's fire.
No fire.
Anyway, guys, thanks for an awesome year. Let's hope 2021.
Well,
2021 is gonna be better, right?
Yep. Anywho, subscribe to our channel so you'll never be bored. And that is it, man.
Sweet.
I think it's your chair.
All right.
What the hell? Where's it coming from? Okay.
Top 10 2020, take 2.